In idle August, while the sea soft and leaves of brown islands stick to the rim of this Caribbean, I blow out the light by the rimless face of Maria Concepcion to ship as a seaman on the Schooner Flight. I taking a sea bath, I gone down the road. I know these islands from Monos to Nesso, a rusty head sailor with sea green eyes that they nickname Shabine, the patois for any red nigger. And I, Shabine, saw when these slums of empire was paradise. I'm just a red nigger who loved the sea. I had a sound colonial education. I have Dutch, nigger, and English in me. And either I'm nobody or I'm a nation.
Sono
I'm
solo
just
un
a
negro
red
rosso
nigger who
che ama il
loved the
mare.
sea.
Ho
I had
avuto una buona
some
istruzione
colonial
coloniale,
education. I
modello
have
olandese,
Dutch,
del
nigger,
negro e
and
dell'inglese
English
in
in me.
me. E
And
o
either
sono
I'm nobody
nessuno o
or I'm
sono
a
una
nation.
nazione.
She said, I dreamt of whales and a storm. But for that dream, the book had no answer. And next night, I dreamed of 3 old women, featureless as silkworms, stitching my fate. And I scream at them to come out of my house, and I try beating them away with a broom. But as they go out, so they crawl back again, until I start screaming and crying, my flesh raining with sweat, and she ravaged the book for the dream meaning. And there was nothing. All you fate in my hand, ministers, businessmen, Shabine have you, friend. I shall scatter your lives like a handful of sand. I, who have no weapon but poetry, and the lances of palms, and the sea's shining shield. I couldn't believe what I see. Where the horizon was one silver haze, the fog swirled and swelled into sails, so close that I saw it was sails. My hair gripped my skull. It was horror, but it was beautiful. We float through a rustling forest of ships with sails dry as a paper. Behind the glass, I saw men with rusty eye holes like cannons. And high on their decks, I saw great admirals, Rodney, Nelson, De Grasse. I heard the hoarse orders they gave those Shabines, and the forest of masts sailed through the flight, and all you could hear was the ghostly sound of waves rustling like grass in a low wind. ever look up from some lonely beach and see a far schooner? Well, when I write this poem, each phrase go be soaked in salt. I go draw and knot every line as tight as ropes in this rigging. In simple speech, my common language go be the wind, my pages the sails of the Schooner Flight. When the stars self were young over castries, I loved you alone, and I loved the entire world. I have kept my own promise to leave you the only thing I own, you whom I loved first, my poetry. We're here for one night. Tomorrow the flight will be gone. I had no nation now but the imagination. After the white man, the niggers didn't want me when the power swing to their side. The first chain my hands and apologize. History. The next said I wasn't black enough for their pride. I met history once, but he ain't recognized me. A parchment creole with words like an old sea bottle, crawling like a crab. I confront him and shout, "Sir, it's Shabine. They say as your grandson. You remember grandma, your black cook at all." The beach hawk and spat, a speed like that worth any number of words. But that's all them bastards have left us. Words. I no longer believed in the revolution. Next, we pass slave ships, flags of all nations, our fathers below deck too deep, I suppose, to hear us shouting. So we stop shouting. Who knows who his grandfather is, much less his name. There are so many islands, as many islands as the stars at night on that branch tree from which meteors are shaken, like falling fruit around the Schooner Flight. But things must fall, and so it always was. On one hand, Venus, on the other, Mars, fall and are one, just as this earth is one island in archipelagos of stars. My first friend was the sea. Now is my last. I stop talking now. I walk, then I read, couching under a lantern hooked to the mast. I try to forget what happiness was, and when that don't work, I study the stars. Shabine sang to you from the depths of the sea.